In the twilights of America's team, before Catholic prayer was heard from beyond the bleachers, before a playmaker's voice echoed across the end zone, until our TV stations, and Dallas stood on the shoulders of a giant. The Cowboys star was just a flare in the heavens, lots dimmer than it is today.
DALLASCOWBOYS.
America's team, huh?
Yeah.
Before Dallas became synonymous with professional football, the sport was a humble pastime, played on dusty fields. And Dallas high school football became more than just a sport. It was a cultural event. From powerhouse programs like Highland Park to Dallas Carter High, the city fostered intense rivalries and showcased some of the greatest talent Texas high schools had to offer. The passion of Friday Night Lights united communities and shaped the identity of Dallas football for generations. By the 30s, Dallas wasn't known for college football. But by the 40s, amidst the backdrop of World War II, Texas would prove itself to be a city on the rise. But it was on the legs of Doak Walker that Dallas football and SMU rose to prominence.
Watch that Doak go, wide to his right and swinging down the sidelines.
Doak Walker was a pioneering figure in American football whose impact resonates both on and off the field. After graduating from high school, Walker enrolled at Southern Methodist University, where he became a household name.
He spots Doak Walker. Touchdown!
Playing for the SMU Mustangs from the mid-1940s to 1949, he dazzled fans and experts alike with his all-around skills as a running back, kicker, and return specialist. His list of accolades grew quickly. He earned multiple All-American honors, captured the Maxwell Award in 1947, and won the Heisman Trophy in 1948.
The greatest honor in football. Congratulations, Doak.
Thank you, Mr. Jordan.
Walker's dynamic play not only propelled SMU to Southwest Conference championships, but also drew unprecedented fan attention.
Two of these people are imposters. Only one is the real Doak Walker.
Leading the school to move its home games to the expanded Cotton Bowl, a venue proudly nicknamed the house that Doak built.
And march they do to the Cotton Bowl Stadium as game time draws near.
By 1960, after spending years in the background of professional sports, the Cotton Bowl was ready for its own moment. Its weathered bleachers and well-trodden field, steeped in history, were about to host the start of something new. Once a silent observer to the ups and downs of the game, the stadium was set to become the stage of a new era, a shining presence in Dallas, a beacon of the rising star of America's team. The Dallas Cowboys began their journey with a roster of 43 players, many of whom were castaways or past their prime. Back then, the NFL was a simpler league.
This week's script is really action-filled. Thanks, Glenn.
With just 12 teams, divided into two conferences, Eastern and Western, with two divisions each.
The fastest growing sport in football and certainly one of the most spectacular birds.
Bert Bell was the guy who molded the clay of what professional football would become.
We expect to have the greatest year and show the greatest football was never known in the history of the world.
The Cowboys found themselves in the Western Conference, preparing for a 12-game schedule that would mark the start of their legacy. Their first game at the Cotton Bowl drew 30,000 fans who paid $4 to witness the birth of a new franchise. But it wasn't future legend Don Meredith who led the team that day. Instead, the spotlight fell on Eddie DeBaron, the 5'7" Marine veteran, the littlest general, for his service and bravery during the Korean War, where he was wounded twice. Dallas needed a leader, and DeBaron embodied the courage and tenacity to guide the team through its challenging inaugural season. Though the Cowboys lost their first game to the Pittsburgh Steelers, DeBaron brought hope to a city that had never seen professional football on the stage. Players like Jim Durham and the legend Don Bishop made their mark on the fans that day. Although the losses piled in, the highlights did too, and so did the fans. It was a season defined by the unknowns, the has-beens, the forgotten. Yet these castaways and misfits averaged over 20,000 fans in attendance per game. 20,000 may not seem like a lot of fans today, and it was half the attendance most stadiums saw that year. Although rapidly growing, at the dawn of the decade, pro football wasn't seen as a national treasure. To average 20,000 fans for an expansion team showed the appeal that Tom Landry's Cowboys had on Texas. In past times, high school and college were at the center of Texas football, but the pros were more exciting, faster, and stronger. Nationally, it was already the second most watched sporting event in the country.
Hey, those long passes, John. Boy, you're almost as good as I am.
Texas was just late to the party. The former Giants defensive coordinator crafted a disciplined, resilient squad out of players most have written off.
LeBaron is only a half pint, but he causes the opposition more trouble than a full quart.
Eddie LeBaron returned from retirement to join the Dallas Cowboys. Don Bishop bounced around 3 times in just 2 years before landing in Dallas. He went on to become the Cowboys' first great cornerback. Frank Clark spent his first 3 seasons with the Cleveland Browns, struggling for playing time. When he joined the Cowboys, Tom Landry helped him reach his potential, turning Clark into one of the top receivers of the 60s.
Frank Clark. The Steelers are completely fooled, and Frank races in to give the Cowboys a quick score.
And a Dallas legend, Billy Houghton, a standout receiver during his 7 years with the Packers, a legend.
It's Heinrich to Billy Houghton again for a 12-yard touchdown. The Dallas
had a short stint with Cleveland before Dallas signed him in 1960, but under Landry, Houghton's career was revived, and he flourished for several seasons. Jim Duran was a seasoned veteran when he joined the Cowboys, but had never made a Pro Bowl.
Eddie LeBaron hit Jim Doran over the middle. Doran, a 9-year NFL veteran.
That changed in his first season with Dallas, where he earned his first Pro Bowl nod. Similarly, Bob Fry, who had played for 3 teams in as many years, thrived under Landry's leadership and achieved his own Pro Bowl recognition.
Tim Brown muffs the fair catch, and Bob Fry falls on the ball for the Cowboys.
Jerry Tubbs was Dallas's original middle linebacker.
Defensive heroes such as Wayne Hanson, Don Healy, and Jerry Tubbs stopped the great Cardinal running attack dead in its tracks.
A cornerstone of what would later become the legendary Doomsday Defense.
Chicago threatens in the opening quarter with Bill Wade passing. Wade's try goes awry as Jerry Tubbs comes up with a timely interception.
Alongside Tubbs was the talented L.G. Dupree.
LeBaron directs the Cowboys to another score as he pinpoints L.G. Dupree for the 6-pointer to make it New York 21, Dallas.
The team held training camps at locations like St. John's Military Academy in Wisconsin, where players played in dormitory-style housing during preseason. The Cowboys were still a fledgling franchise, and the financial resources available to players reflected the league's more humble beginnings. It was a time when players often worked second jobs during the off-season to supplement their income, making their living arrangements practical rather than extravagant.
In 1959, I was the most valuable player on defense in the National Football League. I was making $9,000 playing in New York City. I had to have a job.
And I'd play the game on Sunday and go to work 7 o'clock in the morning on Monday, and did that for quite a few years, and was making more money as the terminal manager for this truck line with a company car than I was making playing football.
In the world of professional football in 1960, the game was driven by speed and youth. Teams built dynasties on the backs of swift runners and fresh-faced athletes. But Cowboys weren't fast. They weren't young. They weren't anything the league valued. Out of 43 players, the Cowboys had over 31 players who were 25 years or older. The average age was nearly 27 years old. The oldest player was Woodley Lewis, a 35-year-old flanker. Lewis was one of the first African-American NFL players in history back in 1950. A year later, when Dallas had their first draft, the average player age went from 26.7 to 25.7. As the years went by, the age went back up, but that was to be expected as drafted players got older.
The midget quarterback, a fluke of the 1950s.
Though small in stature and advancing in age, Eddie LeBaron possessed one of the most powerful arms the game had ever seen. In 1960, LeBaron ranked 5th in the league in yards per catch and 6th in yards per attempt, proving he could still launch the deep ball. His first ever touchdown pass as a Cowboy, he threw a 70-yard strike. In the same game, he threw for a 50-yard touchdown. With a lot of deep passes came turnovers in bundles. He led the league in interceptions with 25. The fans didn't care. Watching little LeBaron making defenders look foolish and helpless brought fans to their feet. 1960 weren't just a year of growth for the Dallas Cowboys. The year was a canvas for Landry's genius. His shotgun formation, his intricate shifts and motions, they fit perfectly into the unbridled chaos and innovation of the Wild West that was NFL football in the 60s. Landry's system was created and shaped in his own image. Landry's personality was stoic, yet chaotic. A man who said nothing, yet spoke 1,000 words.
I guess my background was such that I was kind of analytical. I had an industrial engineering degree, and everything I saw was really in coordinating people.
The 1960 Cowboys, though winless, and beyond the twilight of their youth, competed admirably.
This is the story of a brand new team on the Texas scene, the Dallas Cowboys.
In their first 3 games, they lost by a combined margin of just 3 touchdowns.
With 1 game under their belts, the Cowboys are in good shape as they face the Philadelphia Eagles.
As Landry's defense stifled Norm Van Brocklin, the second best quarterback in the league that year. Brocklin, who averaged an 86.5 passer rating, was held to a 42.0 rating with 3 interceptions, well below his season averages. 4 different Cowboys snagged interceptions that day, showcasing the potential in Landry's defensive scheme. In Week 5, the defense delivered again, holding the Cardinals to just 12 points. They suffocated quarterback John Roach, who had been one of the league's elite passers that season. 4th in touchdowns, 1st in touchdown percentages, and 7th in passer rating. The Cowboys limited him to a shocking 14.0 passer rating on the afternoon. Fatigue from these battles took a toll on the defense, but by season's end, the Cowboys found their rhythm.
And the pint-sized passer with pinpoint precision eludes the on-rushing Giants and fires on target to L.G. Dupre. L.G. twists around his defender to score the touchdown that ties the game at 24-24. Spirited charges of Coach Tom Landry fight back. Eddie LeBaron eludes the mighty rush put on by the Giants, and it's Jim Doran with a running pass. Doran gets to the Giant 10.
In their final 4 games, they stayed within 4 touchdowns of their opponents. Week 11 marked the historic moment.
At New York's Yankee Stadium, the Cowboys put on their greatest performance of the season as they faced the defending Eastern Conference champions, the New York Giants.
The Cowboys' first non-loss, a tie against Landry's former team, the Giants.
LeBaron, who overcomes size with guts, fires a touchdown pass to Billy Houghton as the Cowboys put on a great scoring performance to tie the mighty New York Giants 31-31 in one of the National Football League's most exciting games of 1960.
Eddie LeBaron, the Little's general, outperformed George Shaw, throwing for more yards and touchdowns. Dallas scored 31 points against the 3rd best defense in the league. The 1960 season may not have yielded a win, but it was a testament to Landry's brilliance. He took a team of castaways and kept them competitive, even against the league's best. To me, though it was a winless season, it was more impressive than the 1989 Cowboys 1-15 record under Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones. Throughout the 60s, Landry would get better each season, coaching players into legends and turning schemes into NFL institutions. Eventually, the young coach led a franchise that shouldn't have existed to the threshold of the highest pinnacle of the sports world and beyond. Until next time, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And as always, thanks for watching.